Shri Pramod Bhai Shah, my co-speaker Ramesh Prabhu, dignitaries of the dais and friends. A thing I always wonder is, why is there so much litigation related to property matters? The obvious answer for the same is, it is not the merits of the matter, but our own approach. Look at the properties available anywhere in Bombay. Hardly any property will be there which has got a clear and marketable title. According to me, one of the major reasons for the same is nothing but greed. Property belonged to X, X expired, second generation Y came, there is some documentation, third generation Z has come, a few hands have changed, a few hands have not changed. And one fine morning, one of the legal heirs of Z comes and goes to any lawyer. The first question someone may be tempted to ask is, what do you lose by doing litigation? Well, in any case, Z has lost any hopes of getting any bonus, and whatever he gets is nothing but a jackpot. The value of the property is say 5 crores, but the projected cost, taking help of finance companies organized by our friend Ramesh Bhai or some other person, will certainly run into 50 crores plus. And this gentleman here, who is just putting a stone in the property matter, has got nothing to lose. So obviously, time is going to go. One person humorously defined Adalat as A yani आओ, Da yani दावा करो, La यानी लड़ो, Ta यानी तबाह हो जाओ, तबाह कर दो या तैर जाओ, वो तो सिर्फ वक्त ही दिखाएगा. Our legal system is such that normally the defendant does not have to work much, because defendant wants to kill time, and our courts are many times more than generous in giving time. The word kal in Hindi stands for yesterday as well as for tomorrow, and invariably for certain restraints, kal, aaj or kal is commonly happening in courts. There is less fear of the courts, which is omnipresent in a number of matters. Coming to our topic of redevelopment and property related matters, are you aware that in Bombay, our BMC, which many people humorously call as bachelors and masters of corruption, only 8% of the properties have got the building completion certificate. These are the data obtained from under the Right to Information Act. Builder, the only qualification, sweet tongue and a smiling face. A plumber requires a license, an electrician requires a license, but no license is required by builder. You name any political party and one of the top guys is a builder. If he is not a builder, the funds of that politician would always be with the builder. And MOFA Act is one of the most toothless acts which I have seen since 1964. So many committees, so many lectures have occurred, but no one has had the will, including till today. If the government wants to solve this in 1 hour, they can solve it. Why are they allowing builders to get bail after doing all the wrong things in the world? I can say with my little experience of property matters that not even 1% of the agreements being drafted under MOFA are as per the laws of the land. Form 5 model agreement is a draft which is stipulated. I would be happy if someone can prove me that only 1% of the agreements are drafted as per the laws of the land and nothing is being working in that particular manner. Model agreement explanatory notes are very clear that the owner of the property should be joined as a confirming party. But that is the last thing any builder will like to do, because he is cutting off his hands in case of litigation. So actually there has to be a tripartite agreement between the owner, the developer and the purchaser. But that is all said and done in theory. Nothing happens. If the government has a will, there was no need for so many amendments. The law is very, very clear, but the government is not 99% supporting, but 100% supporting the builders is my personal view. I doubt if we have a housing minister. In reality, it is the builders minister. Nothing is being done for the common man except for the sweet talks, and to add to insult to the injury is the new law which is being stated that we are going to do something for the flat purchaser, but there is no element of help for the common man. On the contrary, the rights which they had in the car parking space, that too has been snatched and given to the builder by this new particular law. The only savior, according to me, are the consumer laws. Recently, in one of my cases on 13th of August, we were able to get 32 lakhs from the builder in State Commission, Arunodaya Cooperative Society, plus conveyance. For 32 lakhs, bulk of it was awarded for the defective work being done by the builder after a long legal battle. But the common man, does he have this time? And that is fully exploited by the builder, who has got all the doctorates of a smiling face and a sweet tongue. Even diabetes is nothing compared to the sweet tongue of a builder. He has everything better than a surgeon in his tongue to make you happy. You go with a inclination to fight with him, but you will come with his tea, coffee, and you will be in high esteem that you purchase the property for X price. Now it is 5X something, blah, blah, blah. As a flat purchaser, I am going to devote the talk in a practical manner because I want to respect time and see something that some of these points can be of use to you from tomorrow itself. The first thing I would like to suggest to you is any government department, when you are drafting, make it a point to involve a number of authorities after your first letter has not got you the desired results. At the state level, I invariably make it a point to write letter from Chief Minister to the lowest rung of officer. And as far as I am concerned, I tell my client, it makes no difference if a chaprasi does your work or the Chief Minister does your work. As long as the government seal is coming and your work is getting done, you should be happy. Dramatize the facts. For example, it is a matter of a cooperative society. It is some small repairs work or something. You make it a point to emphasize in that letter that the collective value of the property is so many crores, because our government officers like to read big numbers. Might be for permutation and combination, what is the likely in this, the weightage of this paper to be given, comparing it with some other papers. Some officers may even have that type of tendency. So always dramatize the fact. After that, don't visit the government office, because my experience is very bad with government offices. But you have got many good weapons which you can hit properly. And one of the masterpieces is the Right to Information Act. Let me share one practical result of the same. A client came to my son. It was a matter of stamp duty, original document not being received for 25 years. He had banged his door against many government offices and officers with no results. A simple one-page letter was written. As usual, no response. Immediately an application was sent to Pune and to the Bombay office under Right to Information Act. Posted from Ghatkopar. No response. The very next day, an application is filed in Consumer Forum for deficiency of service and unfair trade practice. Because by paying ₹10, I become a consumer within the meaning of Consumer Protection Act. And straightway summons are issued to the IGR office PIO at Pune. And within 1 week I get a reply at lightning speed that your document with great difficulty has been found, please come and collect it. So friends, this is the power of RTI Act. You may be having friends in your native place, so you can suggest him to write your own letter let it be drafted from in Telugu or Kanyakumari or Assam, and let it be bounced on this officer from that place. Appoint a token lawyer that give him a draft from here. Let this officer have the luxury of visiting those offices, because in legal terminology, where the cause of action arises, the work or the dispute originates. If I have posted a letter from Kanyakumari, in my view, Consumer Forum at Kanyakumari will have a right, because 10 rupee court fee has been affixed there. Registered AD letter has come from there. It can be in that local language also, so they can increase their IQ of a particular language. No offense meant or wrong intention for any office bearers, officer of the government, but sometimes these type of things do work, which I have seen. We have the Lok Shahi Din, which is normally is the first Monday of every month. So you should make it a point to utilize these things. Don't get carried by साहब busy है, साहब उसका है, अपना कोई साहब नहीं है. We are the bosses, they are public servant, is a servant after all. If necessity arises, you should make him realize. And every letter, every visit, you should insist on him for a time-bound accountability. Maharashtra government rules are crystal clear that a matter cannot remain pending for more than 45 days. So straightway write letters to the principal secretary for initiating disciplinary action against the erring officers. Of course, what this formulas I am suggesting is, after we have forgotten the spirit of patience and satyagraha, of which the patriotic champion has been Mohandas Gandhi. So after you finish that particular your patience level, you have to hit it in this manner, and certainly there is a probability you will get good results if you take this particular course. Now on the topic of redevelopment, my first advice is to you is don't believe your managing committee, because experience has shown that many times managing committee members are refined estate agents. Each one of you should make it the point to get involved. And the best way of having the pulse, like our old days Vaids used to do, is instead of looking at the body or the symptom, they will just catch the pulse and diagnose. And the best way is to insist for 10% lien on the property till the building completion certificate is received. In fact, this one medicine is more than sufficient for the entire redevelopment process, whatever is being talked. Don't compromise on this one particular principle. 10% lien on the property till building completion certificate is obtained. You should have an exit clause in the agreement. The bar chart should be part and parcel of your agreement. Don't trust your managing committee members blindly. The financial aspect definitely you must have seen. Give reasonable profit to your builder. Don't try to be an expert, because they are masters of that game. Give them reasonable profit, then only the project will survive. And wherever you want to have strong clauses, you should have notwithstanding anything contained to the contrary. That clause should commence with this. And you have to insist that all additional benefits, including FSI, should exclusively belong to you, because he is not going to get anything, this thing. Today he is finding the proposal lucrative. So if anything extra is coming, you only should get it 100%. There are so many things which he is not going to talk, like cluster development, the quantum of construction that he is going to do. Many times they manipulate the records. Ultimately, for all those type of things, at the initial stage itself, you have to go appoint a good PMC, not a PMC who believes in Puri Malai Kamalo. Your approach for the PMC should be a person who has ensured building completion certificates have been obtained. Don't even call a builder who is not willing to give you building completion certificate. That should be your approach. We don't want a builder who is not willing to give the building completion certificate. As citizens, as senior citizens, you have a right in all your court matters to request the court that pursuant to the High Court circular, having paid so much taxes for years, you can make an application to the court requesting to take your case out of turn on a priority basis. That power has been given by the High Court write a circular to the lower court. So it is your persuasion to the lower court that I am a senior citizen, this is a documentary evidence, so please expedite my court matter. So this type of applications, you should make it a point to make to the court. You may get good results. As far as redevelopment things are concerned, don't give power to the managing committee. Let all important decisions be taken by the general body meeting. And the plays are many. For example, even in the open water tank is there, above that the builders make provision for parking. They may have a multi-layer parking which is only used for drying clothes after some point of time. The hidden expenses increase so much. So don't get caught in these things. Don't think of the benefits of for the new purchaser. You are basically investing crores of rupees in the property. A builder is a visiting faculty in the life of the builder, in the life of the building, and his investment is not even 10% your collective investment. So you have to talk with certain things at your disposal, firmness, and don't agree for arbitration clause at any point of time, because arbitrators' experience shows sometimes they are getting purchased. No one is a better arbitrator than the court, and the fees of the arbitrators are such that they can break your back. Per hearing charges are there of some advocates and some of this thing which it's more than 20 lakhs per hearing some advocates to charge. So these type of fees are also sometimes not affordable by many, and you may have to compromise on the quality. Make a pressure group using the latest techniques like Google search. You will find so many Dukhi Atmas when you are dealing with builders scattered all over the world. Form a group of them and fight collectively rather than fighting 1:1, because builders are only afraid of one thing, which is they want to tap their professional investors and purchasers scattered across the globe. So when you are using these type of tricks, certainly he will think twice. If at all there is litigation, always remember the approach of the court is to give focus on balance of convenience. When you go to court for any matter, they look at the relief which is in the nature of ad interim injunction. Ad interim injunctions are granted only in case of bare necessity. And for that particular thing, you have to emphasize why you are eligible to get ad interim injunction. We were talking just now of a situation where there was multiple paying guests. No doubt Supreme Court in the case of Vishwa Cooperative, Sanvarmal Kejriwal versus Vishwa Cooperative Housing Society has categorically stated that a member has got a right to give the flat on live-in license basis. But the crux of the issue is, if you are able to prove to the court at any point of time that the act of a particular person of running a guest house or of running paying guests, etc., is going to cause irreparable hardships to you which cannot be compensated in terms of money, then the chances of you succeeding are more. In such a case, I will demonstrate. What you should do is take the objection letters of the neighbors of those paying guests, where multiple people are there. So that will help you in proving the quantum of nuisance being caused to you. Have a visitor's book, so you will have documentary evidence, so many visitors are coming, how much time they are sitting there. So like this, keeping these type of principles, you have to build up your case. You have to prove to the court that if the injunction is not granted, you will be suffering more. Court always follows the armchair rule, in the sense there is a dispute, and if the court itself is present at that particular juncture, what will be the approach of the court? This is what the court looks at it. One is not expected to know the sections of this thing. Law is nothing but common sense. So in a prudent man, how he would behave, that is will be the approach of the court. So that point you have to highlight and convince to the court that this is the need, why I have to give this. As rightly told by Ramesh, that there are many avenues available for getting conveyance. I would only suggest that deemed conveyance is also good. Please involve multiple layer strategy. Criminal laws blended with civil laws can give wonderful results. It is nowhere the restriction is there on you that you have to go only for one particular option available to you. You can take the help of criminal laws because fear is the key. I read it in my college school days of James Hadley Chase, a book. Fear is the key which opens the locks and wallets of all the rich men. Same way, builder is not bothered about the civil things coming. But if he is put to awkward hardships by the police authorities, then he can really fear. And there have been instances where societies are not formed by builder for that particular thing. Jam Khandekar something matter, the builder, a 80-year-old person was put in jail for not forming a cooperative society. There are FIRs registered against builders for not forming a society. In one of my own matters, Shiva Industrial Estate, we had that particular thing and builder had to rush for anticipatory bail. The crux of the thing is, please use the laws of the land in such a way that you are able to put the right pressure in the right direction by the available legal machinery. Deemed conveyance is certainly good. You will get the results faster, but it is an untold law that deemed conveyance documents and the other paperwork that both are normally parallel going. It is a lot of speed money is demanded is the general impression for deemed conveyance matter. Whereas in consumer forums, there are instances of lakhs and lakhs of rupees being awarded. Deemed conveyance cannot get you building completion certificate, they cannot get you original documents of title to the property. But in consumer forums, consumer courts, you can get all these things. Building completion certificate, audited statement of accounts, original documents of title to the property. In the case, other case of mine, Natalia Cooperative Housing Society, whatever was the excess of stamp duty after 4 months from the date of formation, that also award is passed, that amount also builder has to pay. So by all means, you have to look at these things. Deemed conveyance is also very good, no doubt about it. Unfortunately, the statistics for deemed conveyance is, as per my information, which I would like to be corrected, not more than 300 societies in Bombay have got the property card transferred in their name till today using deemed conveyance. Getting a certificate is like starting the marathon, but the marathon does not end with that. What is important is you should get the building completion certificate, original documents of title, as well as the property card transferred in your name. If you are not able to get the property card transferred, all said and done, it will become very difficult. It will be very difficult to construct a building. Lastly, I would like to give one more tip. At any point of time you are purchasing a property, obviously you have to pay money. At that point of time, I will suggest you include one clause. For example, the purchaser is asking you pay me X amount. So your clause should be there in the agreement that if the purchaser or if the seller is not giving you possession on or before so and so date, then double or triple that amount he will have to return to you by so and so date. That will put a fear on the purchaser, because normally a fear on the seller, because in property matters, the position of the purchaser is always like a girl's father who has to obey and get the things completed. So if you put this type of clause, I think you will be able to have you will be on a level playing field. Otherwise, always a purchaser is literally at the mercy of seller. I can go on, but we have to respect time. Thank you, friends, for giving me an opportunity.